Happy October, homebodies. It's my favorite month, Halloween month. All right, today is a special weekend because my son came home from college and his birthday just passed. So it's a birthday weekend for him, and my husband's birthday is back to back with my son's birthday, which is kind of fun. They're both October boys. So I am making a birthday cake. And this is Julius's favorite cake, my son's favorite cake. My husband doesn't like cake, by the way. I made him cookies for his birthday. He didn't like cake. But my son, Julius, loves this cake. I found the recipe on Pinterest, and I will, in the description, pin the link to the recipe. But it's called Italian Love Cake. Isn't that a wonderful name? And it is a lovely cake. It's actually a sheet pan cake. And it's very, very rich, but it's one of Julius's favorite cakes. Uh-oh, there's somebody here who is demanding attention right now. Let's take a look. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, Chipper the Pug. Chipper the Pug. Hi, Chipper the Pug. Oh, the baby. You're my guy. I know, I didn't forget about you. You're gonna help Mommy make the cake today. You're gonna help make the birthday cake, and so is Scouty. They're hoping they get some delicious cake, but it has chocolate in it, so they can't have any cake. Right, Scout? No, you boys don't get cake. You have your own food to eat. I also have on one of my Halloween jack-o'-lantern necklaces that I've been wearing all day, even when I went to the grocery store, because I love October. There's no better time to wear your Halloween jewelry. So let me show you what ingredients we're gonna need for this cake. You need a lot of ingredients for this cake. Now, here's the other thing about Italian Love Cake. It has to sit in the fridge overnight. You can't eat it right away. It really needs to set up for at least like 8 hours. So we're gonna have this tomorrow night for dessert. My son will be home several days this weekend. So we're not eating this tonight. We're actually gonna have a little birthday celebration tomorrow night. But I'm gonna show you how I prepare this cake. And this is, again, for anyone in the family who wants to make a delicious cake called Italian Love Cake, or anyone who likes to bake. This is a great cake recipe. It's very, very rich though. All right, let me show you the ingredients I pulled. Okay, you are gonna need 16 ounces of ricotta cheese, which we call ricotta in my Italian household. You are going to need 16 ounces of Cool Whip topping. And this has to be defrosted, so keep it out of your freezer for a little while, or take it out the night before and put it in your refrigerator, and it'll be ready to use for the cake. You're gonna need 1 package of chocolate cake or devil's food cake mix. You are going to need 1 package of instant chocolate pudding. You're going to need a little bit of vanilla extract. I need to make the cake mix according to the directions. So we're gonna need 3 eggs, half a cup of oil, and some water. So I already pulled some eggs out, and I have my oil, my vegetable oil out. We're gonna have to spray our pan with some Pam. We're gonna need milk for this recipe, and we're going to need some granulated sugar, which I didn't pull out yet. And that's pretty much all the ingredients for Italian Love Cake. Now this is a sheet cake. You can use a 9x13 cake pan. I'm using the Pyrex glass one. I've also used aluminum cake pans before, like those disposable ones. But I'm gonna be using my glass one, so I have to spray the Pam on this glass cake pan so that it doesn't stick. That's why I need the Pam. All right, so when we come back, I'm gonna show you how I make Italian Love Cake. It's a few steps. There's a couple steps to make this cake, but it's worth it and it's delicious. Promise you. If you take the time to make this cake and you are patient enough to wait 24 hours to dig in, you will be happy you did. I have to go walk the dogs. So when I come back, I will start baking this cake. Okay. First things first, I preheated my oven, 350 degrees. I also sprayed my baking pan so that nothing sticks to it. Now, let me show you what I've done. I have pulled out a big mixing bowl, and I am going to prepare the cake mix by mixing it by hand in this big cake bowl. We're just going to follow the directions on the back of the cake mix. So we're going to need 1 cup of water, half a cup of oil, and 3 eggs. And we're going to mix that all together in this mixing bowl. So let's get to work. We're going to need 2 pounds of ricotta cheese, whole milk, although I bought part skim. So you're going to need 32 ounces of ricotta cheese. Again, I'm going to use part skim, but you can use whole milk. It's still going to be a very rich recipe. All right, so I prepared the chocolate cake, but I'm not ready to bake it yet because I have to make the ricotta layer to put on top of the chocolate cake layer before we bake it. The oven is heat, so we're going to need a stand mixer for the second part, the ricotta cheese mixture. So we're going to put the whole container of ricotta cheese into our mixing bowl on our KitchenAid mixing bowl. To that, we're going to add 4 eggs and 3/4 cup of granulated sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to blend that all together in our KitchenAid mixer. I have my ricotta mixture done. I have my cake batter done. We're going to carefully pour this ricotta mixture over the entire top of the chocolate cake. And we are going to spread it as best we can so it evenly covers the chocolate. You don't really want the chocolate to show through. So the chocolate layer is going to rise to the top and the ricotta layer is going to fall to the bottom. So when we pull it out of the oven after it's cooked, it's going to be chocolate on top. And that's the magic of Italian love cake. So let's pour the ricotta on the cake now. Took the cake out of the oven. Let's look at it. Now you have noticed that it has flipped. The ricotta has fallen to the bottom and the chocolate cake has risen to the top. We are going to let this cake cool for at least a half an hour, maybe longer, before we make the whipped topping that's going to go on top. But I have turned off the oven because we're not going to need the oven anymore. The last layer that goes on this cake is a mixture of instant pudding and Cool Whip and a little bit of milk. And that will be the last layer that we will spread on top when the cake is totally cold. And then we're going to put it in the fridge overnight, and that's going to be tomorrow night's dinner. So I'll come back and show you the final layer of this decadent birthday cake for Julius. So I'll come back when we're going to make the Cool Whip topping. All right, my cake has cooled, and now it's time to make the Cool Whip topping. Let me show you the cake again. So the cake is now cool to the touch, and it is ready for the topping. So we just have to whip up the topping. It's very easy. We have our Jell-O pudding fudge mix. I use chocolate fudge, and I'm going to whisk this together with 1 cup of cold milk. I'm just going to use this plastic bowl, my trusty whisk. We're carefully going to take this Cool Whip pudding mixture and spoon it on top of our cake evenly. Okay, I have this cake knife. It's like an icing knife that I have had for many years. I'm going to carefully spread this mound of pudding Cool Whip over the top layer of the cake. The boys want to have some chocolate, but it's not good for dogs. We all know that. Just carefully spread it over the cake so it's an even layer. Make sure you get into the corners. I got to get this corner here. This corner is missing some. This corner is missing some. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Just try to make it as pretty as possible. Oh man, beautiful. Now you could put sprinkles on top of this before you put it in the fridge. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cover this with some saran wrap or plastic wrap, and I'm going to put it in the fridge to chill overnight. And this is going to be tomorrow's dessert. And then I'm sure Julius will be taking some of this back with him to college. So I'm going to cover it and bring it in put it in the fridge now. It's ready for the fridge with the magic of video. The next time you see it, I'll be slicing it up for dessert, and you'll see how pretty it looks inside. The different layers is absolutely beautiful. Again, this is a very decadent, rich dessert that I make sometimes for Julius's birthday or a holiday. But Julius suggested this be his birthday cake this year. So that's what we did. We made Italian love cake. So I'll show you the deliciousness in a minute. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe If you love cooking, if you love decorating, a lot of my videos are on my Halloween decorations, holiday decorations, farmhouse style, and also some gardening we did this summer. So consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for me slicing this cake up tomorrow.